The end of an era. Tons of TNT will topple the Tropicana.
And there are a lot of memories of the Tropicana.
Tonight, we look back at the history of this iconic hotel casino with a storied past.
A building with rich ties to the mob, Hollywood legends, jazz greats, and glamorous showgirls.
It's legendary in its own right, like the Flamingo.
And, of course, we count down to a Las Vegas tradition, another implosion on the Strip. We'll show it to you live right here on Channel 13.
Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm Tricia Kean.
And I'm Joe Moeller. We're, of course, out here live at the Las Vegas Strip, just minutes away from a historic implosion. These buildings will be coming down right behind us here.
It's exciting. The Tropicana is truly iconic, and it's getting the send-off it deserves with an iconic fireworks and drone show. Of course, you know the name. They're known as the Gucci of fireworks shows. Well, the Gucci family has been lighting up New Year's Eve celebrations here in Las Vegas since 2001. It's going to be spectacular tonight.
They do a great job.
They sure do, because their legendary pyrotechnic shows will be accompanied by 555 drones tonight that will pay homage to the 67 years of history from the legendary Tropicana.
So there's theatrical lighting that's on the building. They'll complement the colors of the fireworks. Then there'll be that moment when the plunger in the sky, with a countdown inside the plunger will go. See the plunger come down, fuses will go around the buildings, and then down they'll come.
It's going to be amazing. And CEO Phil Grucci tells me tonight that the fireworks and drone show will last 6 minutes and 22 seconds.
I'm looking forward to that. They do a lot. I mean, every New Year's Eve.
It's going to be an amazing show tonight. And it's really going to be incredible with the drones, which I've never seen before.
I love the drone show. The
I
last one I
know.
saw was at F1. It was great. Well, those fireworks all lead up to that main event tonight, the implosion of the towers here. Here's a quick look at when it all happens. At 2:05 is when a ceremony is set to begin with leaders from the Tropicana, Bally's, among others. The fireworks and drone show is planned for 2:30 a.m. And after that, the moment we're all waiting for, the big implosion. It's expected to last just 22 seconds.
That's right.
It'll happen quick, but hey, I'm excited about it.
Me too. You know, there's been a lot of folks out here tonight, and some entertainers, showgirls, and one of the longest running shows at the Trop was the legendary Follies Bergère. And I spoke with two sisters that were in the show for 29 years, and they say tonight's implosion is the end of the glamorous era of Las Vegas. Listen. All right, we're working on getting that sound. We don't apparently have it. Those ladies were twin sisters, and they were awesome.
Okay.
And yeah, we have it now. How do you feel about tonight with the implosion of the Tropicana?
It's really, really sad. There's so many memories. It was like our second home when we first came to town, because there was like 250,000 people when we first got here. So it was our home, and we did 6 to 7 nights a week here at the Follies.
Yeah, truly legendary. Somebody else who's truly legendary.
This
our own
guy.
Kevin Janison, yeah.
What are you doing out here tonight?
Speaking of home, it's Old Home Week. I heard they were blowing up a hotel, and you guys invited me down, so thank you very much.
I thought I saw you running over there. I said, hey, come over here. We're using you tonight.
Oh, no, it's
This
fun, 'cause
morning, I'm
This
sorry.
is your first implosion, right?
This is my first implosion. I mean, I watched them all.
You never
on,
forget
on,
the first
on
one.
KTNV's website,
He
but
watched them all.
this is my first one in person, and I'm excited to see it.
You're
You're
feel
making
it.
us feel old, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry.
But there's a big difference between watching them on TV and then being out here, because you will feel this. It'll be very loud. It'll shake. The ground will shake. It'll leave a you never forget your first implosion.
Yeah,
I'm
you
excited.
don't. You know what? And we brought the masks out too,
Just in
because
case.
yeah. But you said that the dust and the particles won't be coming in this direction.
Right now, because of where we are, they should be heading toward New York, New York. So there's a very light breeze, and like 3-4 miles an hour. It's similar to the night that the Aladdin went down, because the smoke went up and it just sat there, and then it basically oozed toward the Strip. And I think we'll see something similar tonight.
You know, we've been talking to a lot of people tonight, and Joe just recently did an interview about the future of this site.
Well, it's not only the stadium, right, which we've always seen those renderings. It looks like a very interesting building, and I know you're really excited about that. But also, there's going to be a hotel here. A chairman from Bally says a 3,000-room hotel here connected to the stadium, which I know a lot of people are wondering about that. They really want to mix in sports.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
that's Vegas' future.
And, you know, there's A's memorabilia out here, signs that are lighting up, but it's not a done deal yet.
Well, no, yeah, I'm sure it'll happen, though. But people get saddened that we don't maintain and preserve our history. But every time we blow something up, something much bigger rises from the desert. Much bigger, much shinier. One exception, and that was the Frontier. There's still nothing there.
Yeah, it's true.
But every other time,
that.
every other time that we have an implosion, there's something that's much better that brings a lot more traffic into Las Vegas.
It's exciting. I can't wait for, I know, Major League Baseball. We talked about it. This is a baseball town. Your son played, my son played. You've got family in baseball.
Grandpa was an announcer for the Angels in Los Angeles, it's Orange County, so it was interesting to grow up with that. But you know what's also surprising me is the amount of media that is here from around the country.
That's right. Good Morning America's here right next to us.
Right next to us here. We were talking to them a short time ago.
CNBC doing some national business coverage, too.
Yeah,
and every local media outlet as well.
And the VIPs.
But we don't watch them. Do we watch them?
No.
Didn't even know they existed.
No, you've been on every station, but you don't even you watch 13.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, and here's
my remote control out.
A look from inside there as well. And I love seeing the lights. Everyone's standing by just to watch this all happen.
Yeah.
A big plume of smoke's going to go up.
Again, it's very memorable. I mean, there are people out all around this general area. Probably we're 7/10 of a mile away.
Yeah.
And that's.
Did you measure that early before you came here?
I did. I measured, one step at a time.
See, there's all the folks inside.
Yeah. And there's bleachers back there. People are going to be able to watch the show. There's a party happening behind us that you were invited to.
Well, I'm happy to be here with you guys, though. But when you say they're here to watch the show, I guess overall it's going to be 7 minutes, right, between the drone show, the fireworks.
The Grucci show is 6 minutes and 22 seconds.
And is that part of the drones, too? Or
that's the drone show and the fireworks.
Okay. But then the building coming down, 22 seconds.
That's quick.
That's
so
right.
quick.
So folks might be seeing this real quick. I just want to point this out. This is not the public viewing area. This is the media section here, but there's actually no public viewing area, which I thought was interesting with this compared to previous ones, right?
Previous ones, the strip has been lined. They've allowed people, and I know they closed the strip at 12:30, so 2 hours before the implosion. I've got to think, I don't know if we have a camera out there or not, but I've got to think people have come up to the barricade to get as close as they can.
One of our producers said that some people sent in photos. What time did they get out there? 1 o'clock this afternoon, waiting just down the street here to watch this happen.
This is legendary. It happens so quick, but that's a great thing about Las Vegas. I mean, we just do it bigger and better each time we implode a hotel. Something bigger and better comes along, and this time we're getting a stadium.
And it's the first big one in 8 years. The Riviera went down in 2016. And there are no plans for another implosion, although there are rumors that if one is going to be imploded, maybe Circus down the road, but we don't want to. That's just strictly rumor. We don't want to start things here.
And it's funny to think about that. At the time, these were state-of-the-art hotels.
Right.
I mean, they were really legendary. And today we have much more larger, more beautiful hotels.
It's hard to compare some of them.
I mean, it was time, honestly, for the Tropicana to go. It's on stage, really.
Well, now it has to go.
This corner, Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana, has more hotel rooms than all of San Diego combined.
Wow.
And yet fewer people would want to go to the Tropicana than maybe the Excalibur, Monte Carlo, or the MGM.
Speaking of the Tropicana and how legendary it is and such a glamorous hotel in its day, it won't soon be forgotten. It was once called the Tiffany of the Strip. It was beautiful, right? Some of the earliest acts included singer Eddie Fisher and his wife at the time, legendary strip performer Debbie Reynolds, also a striptease review starring actress Jane Mansfield. Changes over the years brought in acts like Follies Bergère as well. We talked to some of the showgirls tonight, and I spoke with a historian about the legendary hotel.
The Tropicana was begun by the mob. Then it was cleaned out, but the mob came back after the Housels sold it. And it was connected to the Kansas City mob led by Nick Savella and his brother Carl Savella. And eventually, through wiretaps, they caught all this stuff, and it was part of a big operation that targeted the heads of the Chicago, Kansas City, and Milwaukee crime families, and the head of the Teamsters Union.
That's right. We can't forget about the mob ties. to the Tropicana.
So
I
much
mean,
history.
legendary. So much history. The Housels family, Smith Center, Nevada Ballet, part of the Tropicana as well.
And Tropicana is one that started as a motel before the towers were built.
Yeah.
So it used to be a lot of these motels. People would drive down Las Vegas Boulevard. They didn't have these mega resorts. They used to be able to park right outside and walk in.
My parents had stories of the country club, I think, or a golf course that was connected to the Tropicana or something like that.
Didn't you say your dad was at the swimming pool there, too?
Yes, they had pictures from the swimming pool. This is my parents. They live here in Las Vegas, and they were showing me pictures, but there was none of them. They took pictures of everything inside, like the pool, the outside. I think there was a golf course next door, and they remember all that. So they had memories coming here when they were 21 years old together.
And a lot of the signs, the big neon signs, have already been sent over to the Neon Museum. So, and then some artifacts as well have gone to UNLV. So a lot of the history here will be preserved. The stained glass inside that they used to look through to see if there was any cheating.
Well, that's a good point. And that ceiling, the
stained glass.
Yeah,
Stained glass.
exactly. That was the entire length of the casino
beautiful.
too. Yeah,
Just beautiful.
So I know that right now we're still standing by for the press conference or it's a ceremony going on here before this all gets started. But I also want to talk about what a year it's been for Las Vegas. I mean, you had this closed down. We were covering this, and also just down the street, Mirage as well. So it's been interesting covering
sure
two
has.
closures within the year.
Massive
it's
closures.
about 5,000 rooms sort of
Yeah.
out of inventory right now.
Well,
well, they're
Blue
coming
opened
back-
too, so we got that one
Aren't
popped up.
3,000 coming here eventually?
That's what they're hoping
That's
for.
what they say.
We're hoping to. He said, I wanted to see the renderings. I want to see what this is going to look like here, and he said, hopefully in a couple months.
That'll be amazing to see that.
It'll be interesting.
And
Yeah, and so we also have sound from, speaking of ballets and what it looked like, I was really intrigued with the sports angle because ballet is obviously big with that and big gambling and obviously the sports. And this is what the chairman, Kim Soo, had to say just a short time ago when we interviewed him before we hopped on air. I think we're going to get to that sound here in just a moment.
It's 35 very valuable acres. There's a lot going on around it. And you know, we have a plan that goes all the way up to 3,000 rooms. So, like, the most iconic baseball experiences are all distributed. Like, there's very little parking at the stadium, and people like walk towards the stadium. They walk through the little streets and see the pennants and the hawkers and the you know. And so I sort of see that also happening here.
Hear that? What do you think? What goes through your mind? I know you've heard of a lot of projects and a lot of. I mean, we've seen some go up. Obviously, big ones, Fountainblue and Resorts World. But when you hear that,
Well, particularly interested in the parking situation, but they seem to make it work with Allegiant. There are only a couple of small lots around Allegiant, and everybody. If you walk over the Hacienda Bridge on game day, it's cattle drive as everybody's coming back to the Strip to go to their various hotels, and that's what they want. They're more interested. It's kind of. You don't like to say it as a local, but they're more interested in having the tourists come and buy a couple nights of hotel rooms and go to a game, enjoy a game, and then obviously spend their money at the
we're not
various
dropping
hotels.
money at locals as much as they would like because
No.
we like free parking. We
Yeah,
remember
we
the
do,
day when this
exactly.
strip was very different for
Gotta
locals.
finagle that and then drive home back to the house, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's changed so much.
get the Uber. It's cheaper than the parking.
Yeah.
So we're
good.
waiting on the press conference, and then we're going to watch both towers and a 6-minute, 22-second Grucci drone and fireworks show. It's going to be
And the drone's new.
unbelievable.
This will be the first time. We've had fireworks before.
But I've never seen them do a drone show.
No,
You said you saw it F1.
Yeah, F1, they had an incredible drone show. They had cars up in the air. They did a whole bunch of stuff over the paddock building or the right around the corner from here. So that was interesting to see. It's actually pretty mesmerizing if you're below it and you watch it. So I'm actually excited about that.
And the buildings will be lit up. Phil Grucci told me the light show will be amazing as well. So you'll get a really good vantage of the towers coming down. You need the lights tonight.
And are the drones lassoing the hotel? Is there a little trick photography, I guess?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
And then bring it down?
And it's going to be an homage to the 67 years. We're standing by for the press conference as well, which should be very, very
It's
interesting.
a ceremony basically to say goodbye to these structures that
Absolutely.
have been here for decades now.
Ring out the old, ring in the new?
Yeah.
We like to do that.
It's what happens in Vegas, right?
Very Vegas, yep.
Again, it's been
does.
so fun to see all the media and all the attention. Of course, we knew this would be an international event. It always is. It draws out everybody. It'll be on Good Morning America tomorrow.
You know,
here
the
on
other
ABC.
thing, too, just to our left, viewers right, they really can't see. There's a camera set up for the HBO show Hacks. And
Interesting.
this is going to be part of a scene, and I don't know if you've watched that show. but there's quite a Las Vegas. I mean, it takes place here, and so part of the Tropicana implosion will be written into
Isn't that
one of the
cool?
scenes. Yeah, it's very cool.
Did that happen
Some
with
fancy equipment?
What other hotel did that happen with? That was in a movie.
That was The Landmark, and that was in the movie Mars Attacks, and that was in 1995.
That's right. You were just talking to me about that.
That
earlier.
is impressive.
Yeah, that was. And if you remember, I mean, and what's funny is about these movies, because I think one of the implosions was in Con Air. I think it was the Sands implosion as well. And they take a lot of creative liberties in these movies, because it's like they're in Con Air, they're flying by Caesars, and there's another hotel, and then they wind up on Fremont Street. It's like, no way.
How did that happen?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're getting a look at the crowds out there. By the way, I was talking to Phil Grucci, and he told me, by the way, this will be their 10th implosion.
Wow.
Their family has been doing implosions longer than they've been doing the fireworks show here, which started in 2001.
Well,
So there's been 20. I wonder who did the other 10.
I know. I don't know.
Well, and if any people, I mean, if you're living here in Las Vegas, the Grucci fireworks show, the ones over the Las Vegas Strip for New Year's Eve, and if you've all seen that show, that's probably my favorite fireworks show I've ever seen.
Amazing.
The Las Vegas Strip. It's unlike any other I've ever seen here. But again, you're taking a look at all those folks. They're all waiting for this ceremony to get underway here. Just a couple minutes.
And speaking of the show tonight, that will be 6 minutes, 22 seconds, it's going to be with a music bed as well. So that should be pretty interesting as well, just like they do the New Year's Eve show.
What kind of song do you think they'll play?
I don't know. I think it'll be legendary, a lot of Las Vegas legendary music.
These
Maybe Viva Las Vegas will be in there.
I
as
would
well.
think
legendary
so.
song.
These implosions move to the middle of the night to try to prevent crowds. That doesn't seem to work.
No.
You know how many? We did a little Facebook Live, and we did people are commenting, I won't be awake.
Yeah.
So it's in the middle of the night.
Well, they'll get to see the repeat because I'm sure we're going to be showing it tomorrow again.
A
And
lot
in
of
the
highlights,
morning.
different camera angles.
Yep, and we'll have a crew out here. Our morning show is going to be live out here tomorrow morning as well, so that'll be awesome to
Nice.
see. Yeah, we're going all out, Kevin. This
I
is
like
Las
this.
Vegas, and we're
Man,
not playing.
This is Channel 13. The heck
That's
with all
right.
these other guys.
That's
Look
right.
at who are they?
Yeah,
No, there's a
hamsters
lot of
running their
media. There's
cameras.
hundreds of people out
Yeah,
here.
oh, no doubt.
Media,
Yeah.
and then also the VIPs down there for the party. But we weren't able to film inside the VIP party. We
That's
had
right.
to be out here.
Yeah. By the way, you mentioned earlier Mirage, which was the home, of course, Siegfried and Roy. Well, Siegfried and Roy actually got their start here at the Tropicana, which is really interesting. And that's where Steve Wynn saw them and brought them to the Mirage. And then he built that amazing volcano. He wanted a statement piece, he told me years ago when he opened the Wynn. And that certainly did it. It was ahead of its time, that hotel.
And it's kind of sad seeing that volcano go away for a giant guitar, because that volcano's been there forever.
Exactly.
I know the volcanoes scream Las Vegas, but so does a guitar, I have to say it. Giant guitar.
Well,
I mean,
it'll be pretty cool.
If it's going to be put anywhere besides the one in Florida, which is smaller, it'll be on the Las Vegas Strip. So that'll be something that'll attract people as well. But it's been interesting watching all the signs leave the Mirage, and now the Tropicana sign's gone. So
we're waiting on the press conference here. As you can see, by the way, the countdown clock on your screen, you can follow along.
Is that 19 minutes?
That's right, 19
right.
minutes, 12
away.
seconds until the big show tonight.
you know, it's incredible also how fast they clean up when they demo something here in
Absolutely.
Las Vegas. I'm trying to figure out when this will be.
Explosion
We're
of
going to
the
this press conference
iconic
here.
Tropicana to make way for a world-class entertainment resort destination that will proudly bear the Bally's name and a state-of-the-art ballpark that will be home to Major League Baseball and the Athletics. Are you guys ready for this? It's unbelievable. My name is Chet Buchanan. I have been on the radio so long in this town that I'm pretty sure that my first live broadcast was when they opened the Tropicana. I'm reasonably certain. It is an incredible honor to be here tonight and to introduce to you the people that are making this exciting, amazing, incredible moment happen. I keep saying incredible over and over because it's mind-blowing. This is so cool. A group of leaders who are here tonight that represent the exciting future of Las Vegas. I'll be joined on stage by Eric Knowles, the Vice President and General Manager of Tropicana. Clark County Commissioner James Gibson. Steve Hill, the CEO of Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Sue Kim, Chairman of Bally's Corporation. And John Fisher, owner of the Athletics. And first of all, will you join me in saying congratulations, fellas. Gentlemen, you've done a great thing, and this is the first really big step happening tonight. So a quick round of applause for all of them together. So let's get, I love you back. Let's get started. He's been a leader within the Tropicana family for 15 years. Here tonight to say goodbye. Please welcome once again, Eric Knowles.
Thank you, Chet. It's an honor to have you here to commemorate this event. Another Vegas icon. Let's give it up for Chet. For over 6 decades, the Tropicana Las Vegas became a beacon for glamour, luxury, timeless entertainment, and a cornerstone of the Strip since 1957. Ben Jaffe, a businessman from Miami, had a vision to have a new standard for opulence in Las Vegas. And he succeeded. The Tropicana earned the nickname the Tiffany of the Strip. And for its luxurious design, it attracted an elite crowd of high rollers, celebrities, and legends who walked its halls and filled the casino. Tropicana made history and built a foundation for the Las Vegas Strip today. Folies Bergère graced the Tropicana stage for an incredible 50 years, forever commemorating the Las Vegas showgirl and enduring icon of the city's allure. I want to take a moment to honor the thousands of people who made the place what it is, the team members. The Tropicana didn't just stand on the Strip because of its architecture, it stood because of the people. I had the privilege of working with many of you over the last 15 years, and it's something I'll never forget. So tonight, we bid farewell to this chapter of the Tropicana Las Vegas, and let's not think of it as an ending, but as a beginning of something even greater. The legacy of the Icon Resort will always be with us, and the future holds even more excitement and opportunities. Congratulations to Bally's and the Athletics. The next Icon will stand here in 2028. Thank you. Commissioner Gibson.
Thank you, Eric. What an incredible honor it is to be here in the middle of the night. Is that exciting or what? I've been fortunate to be a part of some amazing moments throughout my career, but standing here for this monumental occasion, honoring a legend like the Tropicana while ushering in the future of Las Vegas entertainment, there's nothing quite like it. And I get to do it with you. Tonight, we celebrate the legacy of the Tropicana Hotel, a symbol of classic Vegas glamour and allure, while looking ahead to the bold new experiences that will shape the future of the Strip. This moment isn't just about saying goodbye to the past. It's about embracing the evolution of this community, this resort corridor of this valley. And that future is as exciting as it has ever been. And this groundbreaking is especially important to us. We're bringing together 2 iconic institutions, Bally's Corporation and the Athletics. And each of them have their own storied legacies, and we can be proud of those legacies. And they're coming together in an extraordinary partnership that represents unity and what we offer here, again, at its finest. So to Sue Kim and John Fisher, I applaud both of you for your vision, leadership, and determination. It is obviously not an easy thing to do what you are doing. The synergy between Bally's and the A's is setting the stage for something transformative. And I can't wait to see this new entertainment resort destination and witness the A's, Major League Baseball, right here in Las Vegas, making history in their new home on the Las Vegas Strip. This partnership will not only change the landscape of our incredible resort corridor, but it will also redefine what it means to experience entertainment and sports in this city. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce a man who has helped us achieve a great deal in achieving new heights as we have become the sports and entertainment capital of the world, the CEO of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, Mr. Steve Hill.
Good evening, everybody. What a great night, huh? Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Jim, Eric, great words. We are, well, and I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for all coming out tonight, huh? How about a round of applause for the crowd here? We are here to honor the Tropicana and everything that it has meant to Las Vegas over its storied history. When we implode buildings here in Las Vegas, that touches so many people. So millions of people have come through the doors of the Tropicana over the years. It has created memories for so many. It has meant so much to so many, to Las Vegas. It has been a part of what has made Las Vegas who we are. And we want to celebrate that. Folks like, I saw Frank Sinatra in the crowd earlier, and Sammy Davis and Dean Martin. They've hosted them. They've hosted Elizabeth Taylor, Debbie Reynolds. We want to celebrate that. We want to look forward to the entertainers we're going to see on this site. Lawrence Butler, Brett Rooker, Mason Miller, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Ellie De La Cruz are all going to come to Las Vegas. They're all going to be playing baseball here. That is going to be iconic. This location, this stadium is transformative for Las Vegas. We are cementing ourselves as the sports and entertainment capital of the world. And I want to thank everybody in Las Vegas who makes that happen. That's the county commission, their staff. It is the governor, it is our legislature who passed this law that allowed this to move forward. It is our workforce here in Southern Nevada that makes all of this happen and makes all of this possible. This is not only what we do, this is who we are. And we're very proud of this evening. We're very proud of what has happened on this site. And we're really excited about what is going to happen in the future. So it's my pleasure tonight to be able to introduce you to the man who's really making it happen, the owner of the A's, John Fisher. John?
I'm just going to breathe all of this in before they implode the Trop, and then I breathe all of that in. Hey, it is really a pleasure to be here. This has been a long time in coming. We really started working on our stadium effort, 18 years ago. So to be here today in front of the pyramid, which took over 18 years to build as well, the Great Pyramids. But first, this never would happen without so many people playing a critical role to making this, bringing us to where we are here today. That starts with Governor Joe Lombardo, whose vision from the beginning that bringing baseball to the Strip would be an incredible thing in a city that is constantly reinventing itself. And so to Joe Lombardo, thank you very much. To the legislative leaders and indeed the whole legislature who came together to pass a bill to make all this happen, thanks to them. To Steve Hill, who has been, with us every step of the way and gave us all kinds of advice. Where are you? There you are. Most of which we followed. To Commissioner Gibson and indeed to the whole Clark County Commission, who've been so important to getting us to where we are and who will play an important role as we move forward with our whole entitlement process. So thanks to all of you. But I also really want to congratulate the Henderson Little League team. So for those of you who don't know it, the Paseo Verde team out of Henderson made it to the Little League World Series this year. And on the final game in winning their division to qualify for the Little League Series, Wyatt Erickson threw a no-hitter. And this is the second year in a row when a team from Henderson has made it to the Little League World Series. They ultimately lost to a team from Florida, but I just think it's an incredible achievement to do this 2 years in a row. And I just want to I just want to clap and congratulate these guys. You know, because ultimately baseball is a game that little kids play. And however old they are, they're little kids. If you turn on the TV and you watch the playoffs, they are little kids out there. Bryce Harper, one of the greatest players to come out of Las Vegas, he is so competitive and he just wants to do nothing more than win out there. And if you, whether it's the Little League team, I got to hurry this up. In any case, whether it's the Little League team or our AAA affiliates or our own team, Mark Kotze here is our manager of our team. Ricky Henderson, one of the greatest, maybe the greatest athletic of all time, is here today. I want to thank the commissioner, and especially I want to thank Sue Kim and Bally's, Peter Carlino, and GLPI. If it wasn't for these guys, we absolutely would not be here. And to honor Sue, I want to present him with a #1 athletics jersey. Oh, here we go. Thanks, guys.
This is truly amazing. To the tunes of Frank Sinatra.
Drones right in the middle there.
Going in both directions. And of course, their legendary pyrotechnics, which is like nothing you can see before. Going off at the rooftops. Whoa!
It is definitely incredible. They do a great job here. This is the same company that puts on the fireworks show over the Las Vegas Strip during New Year's Eve. And to watch this over these two buildings that have been sitting here on the Las Vegas Strip for decades, it's a sight to see. I'm looking forward to watch this.
Homage to the future here with Bally's as the sign turns towards us. So out with the old, literally in with the new, which is Bally's and the new A's Stadium that will be built here at the site of the legendary Tropicana, which we soon won't forget because the artifacts will be here locally at UNLV and also at the Neon Museum.
Yeah,
There's the new era, Joe.
Yes, I mean, we talked to the chairman from Bally's as well, who talked about what this will look like as we say goodbye to the Tropicana, and another hotel will go up, he says, with about 3,000 rooms. So not only do the A's come here to the baseball stadium, but also at the hotel and casino. Oh, there's the A's.
There's the A's.
Definitely incredible to see these drones over the Las Vegas Strip and watching that spin around Las Vegas's future there. And we know the A's just finished their time in Oakland and will be spending some time in Sacramento before they come here to call this home.
Yeah, it was a sad day for the A's fans in Oakland. They weren't too happy. In fact, you remember the Oakland native, the head of Green Day, the lead singer, he was dissing Las Vegas. Here comes the finale. Here.
You know, it's their loss, our gain. I say that. You can see on the side of the hotel tower there's a Las Vegas A's
Wow,
light.
Grucci never disappoints. This is a spectacular show.
It says Las Vegas Athletics.
And you can see the A's logo.
With dice next to it.
Yeah.
There
And
it
now
goes.
you hear "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
I mean, this is the future. It's incredible to see. And I think many people are wondering what that logo would look like. I mean, the logo had the A's with a couple of dice next to it.
Absolutely. And you know, just talking about baseball here, this really is a baseball town. And so I know a lot of people, locals, will be filling this stadium.
Yeah,
with
and that
their
was
families.
the goal. I mean, Bally's had mentioned they want locals to be able to come down here, and they want, I mean, visitors obviously as well, because that's what definitely feeds our economy. But
Oh, here we go. Viva Las Vegas and Elvis.
isn't it incredible to watch these drones and what they can do in the sky here?
This is really a spectacular show. The "Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas" sign, here it comes.
And for everybody joining in here, this drone and fireworks show just getting started here a couple minutes ago over the two towers that were the Tropicana, which will soon be coming down as they get ready for this implosion. The implosion, when it does happen, will take 22 seconds.
And that show is going to be seen across the world, along with this implosion.
2,100 pounds of explosives inside of those towers
Countdown.
to bring these two towers down to the Tropicana site.
5 seconds counting. 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. This is Tropicana, Las Vegas.
Takes 22 seconds for these towers to come down.
Definitely feel that. There they go. What a sight that is.
Wow, you can feel that through your whole body
Your whole
if you
body.
were out here.
Wow.
Just like that.
That
Those
was
towers
something.
are dust, and now Bally's and the A's.
That is the future. Those towers are now gone. The plume of smoke really going to the northwest of that lot on the Las Vegas Boulevard.
Wow, those
in
plumes are
Tropicana.
incredible. Look at those plumes right there.
Wow. That
I
is
don't-
something to see. The Tropicana is no more.
It's hard to believe.
Yes, it is. And there goes the drones showing Bally's, A's.
Oh, wow, it's coming closer, too.
Yeah.
As it comes closer to the media stands, this is
What? Yeah. Here it comes. Slowly making its way this way.